MyFitnessPal, well, sucks. But what should you use instead? I can confidently say that MyFitnessPal used to be one of the best nutrition logging apps on the market. It had a fantastic free version, excellent customer support. However, its quality has dropped significantly recently, and I ultimately gave it up. I mean, it wasn't even a sad breakup either. By the end, I was happy to cancel my account. In this video, I'm gonna review MyFitnessPal's main issues and share the alternative that I'm using now. First, I'm gonna start with my main gripes about MyFitnessPal. I use this app on and off for many years. It was actually the first calorie tracking app that I ever downloaded back in 2012, but over time, the app just isn't as good, especially when compared to all the other apps that are out there currently. My first problem I have is that MyFitnessPal is plagued by several user experience issues that make it just so frustrating to use. Among these are the barcode scanner, which often brings up inaccurate data, sometimes even when rescanning the same barcode. Saving recipes and meals doesn't always work. My next pet peeve is that the barcode scanner is no longer free. MyFitnessPal took the fitness industry by storm in 2011 when it introduced the barcode scanner, which allowed users to scan the barcode of packaged foods and more easily log their intake. The feature was free for over a decade until October 1st, 2022, when it was conveniently moved behind a paywall. A lot of people were mad about that one. Several issues with MyFitnessPal have also made food logging a lot more difficult, which is one of the primary things I personally value in calorie and macro tracking apps. First, the app doesn't save recent searches for long enough, so I often had to type out the foods and beverages that I was having, even if it was the same thing that I eat every day. Second, random food items are being added or removed when logging meals. For example, I would add several foods to a meal, save them, and then later notice that one or more of them wasn't saved and the nutritional value wasn't calculated. And removing a food item doesn't always show a change in the total calories for the day. Another major criticism of MyFitnessPal is that the app really hasn't evolved over the years, and now it appears less functional and a lot more rigid. One thing I've realized since I started using other apps, how much more customizable they are and how much I could shape the home screen to fit me, where the MyFitnessPal screen is always the same. Also, an area where MyFitnessPal fails greatly is the lack of personalized guidance. Instead of helping users figure out their goals and how to eat for best results, it uses this one-size-fits-all recommendations, which really just can't work for everyone. Now, MyFitnessPal, it's always been known for having an extensive food database where you can find almost any food or drink that you want. However, because they allow anyone to upload foods and write in the calorie and macronutrient breakdown, rather than only having foods verified by a dietitian, a lot of the entries are inaccurate. One thing that used to be really great about MyFitnessPal was that they used to have an excellent free version. However, things have changed in recent years as the app currently offers two subscription options. You have $19.99 per month or $79.99 per year. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to paying for an app that I use every single day. My problem is with the value I get for what I pay. If MyFitnessPal introduced another subscription option, say $5 to $10 a month, and only offered the barcode scanner plus a couple of other premium features, for example, the ability to set custom macro targets, I believe a lot of legacy users like myself would be a lot more likely to pay. MyFitnessPal also doesn't offer much in the way of nutritional or behavioral education to help users better understand their choices or diets like a lot of the other apps do. Something that frustrated me to no end when using MyFitnessPal, the sheer volume of ads I must endure just to log a meal or record my body weight. Now, I'm not against ads because, of course, those clearly generate some revenue for the company. They help convert a percentage of free users to paid subscription. However, their ads have become increasingly aggressive to the point where a quick login to save food means I have to watch a full screen unskippable ad. It almost feels like they're taunting me to subscribe, so these annoying ads are going to disappear. After trying over 20 different apps over the past 2 years, myself as well as the rest of my team at Feasco.com all agree that MacroFactor is one of the best on the market right now. MacroFactor is a nutrition logging app like MyFitnessPal, but it has built-in coaching capabilities and many customizations to personalize your nutrition goals. Like other nutrition tracking apps, you can log your food intake and the app automatically calculates your calories and macronutrients. However, unlike a lot of other apps, it takes the data you provide, primarily your weight trends and body fat percentage, to update your nutritional targets from week to week. If after you watch this video you think MacroFactor sounds like the right app for you, you can enter the code FEASTGOOD when you sign up and you can get an extra week on your free trial, giving you 2 free weeks as opposed to just 1. MacroFactor has a detailed setup that collects as much information as possible to provide a more tailored experience and nutritional recommendations. So you can pick your preferred diet style, including balanced, which is a standard distribution of carbs and fats. You can do low carb, you can do low fat. In contrast, MyFitnessPal's approach is a little more generic. The suggested calorie targets initially provided may not work for you, and adjusting the calories is a trial and error process. The second thing that makes MacroFactor a superior app is that you get a verified food database. I cannot stress that enough. Not only is MacroFactor's food database large, all of the entries are verified by a nutritionist. So you know you're getting a 100% accurate calorie, macronutrient, and micronutrient information to log your nutrition. In contrast, MyFitnessPal's database is extensive, but it's highly inaccurate. You can often find the same food item with different nutritional information listed multiple times, which is pretty confusing and can cause a lot of doubt. You also get way more nutritional information with MacroFactor. The app provides an in-depth nutritional breakdown of each food, including information about vitamins, minerals, the amino acid composition of protein, the fatty acid composition of fats, and fiber. What this allows you to do is to train any nutrient, not just protein, carbs, and fats. In contrast, MyFitnessPal provides calorie and macronutrient information with some basic data on cholesterol or micronutrients here and there, but this may not be enough for someone with a medical condition who has to track a specific metric. MacroFactor allows you to log as many foods as you want by selecting the time of day. That way, you can keep your nutrition organized regardless of how often you eat and whether your meal frequency varies daily. In contrast, MyFitnessPal only lets you log food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a snack, which adds an unnecessary layer of rigidity because not everyone has that kind of eating schedule. Another standout feature is that MacroFactor allows you to upload progress photos and body measurements like your chest, waist, and thighs alongside daily weigh-ins. This allows you to better track your body composition and progress more accurately. I personally like seeing the photos as opposed to just tracking my weight. In contrast, MyFitnessPal only allows you to log your body weight and add progress photos, which means you don't have as many tracking options and you need to record body measurements elsewhere. And like I said before, MacroFactor is very customizable. The interface is far better than MyFitnessPal because you can easily track more metrics and pin up to 8 nutrients to display on the app's home screen. These include things like vitamins, minerals, fiber, sugar, starch, fatty acids, amino acids, alcohol, caffeine, cholesterol. I mean, there's so many things you can put up there. You can easily monitor what's important to you every time you log into the app. In contrast, MyFitnessPal doesn't allow you to track most of these things, and it doesn't provide the option to pin certain things like your sodium intake to the home screen for easy monitoring. MacroFactor also allows you to tweak your weekly calorie distribution. For example, you can choose high calorie days on the days that you work out and low calorie days for your rest days, which won't impact your long-term progress as MacroFactor will ensure your weekly targets stay the same. In contrast, MyFitnessPal doesn't offer that option. You get an even caloric distribution on each day, which wouldn't work if you enjoy calorie or carb cycling. Perhaps my favorite thing about MacroFactor is that you don't need to be perfect to see results. MacroFactor encourages consistency over perfection. It does this by having you log your meals to gain in-depth calorie expenditure data and weight to examine your weight trend. This makes it easier to see how much closer you're going to be to your goal in 7, 14, 30 days, 90 days. The data and habits calendar, which is found in the dashboard, shows you the metrics you've logged on which days, encouraging you just to be more consistent and get an active streak going. In contrast, MyFitnessPal doesn't have a calendar feature. The closest it gets to something like that is with the nutrition overview, where you can see what nutrients you've consumed for the day or in the past 7 days. This is still valuable because it helps you see how closely you've hit your nutritional targets, but it doesn't display streaks and it doesn't provide the same broad overview as MacroFactor's calendar. One feature that makes MacroFactor stand out among all the other nutrition tracking apps is the calorie floor. For example, the app is never going to reduce your calorie intake to the point of crash dieting for weight loss, even if you want to reach your goal more quickly. Crash dieting may lead to faster results in the short term, but in the long term, it leads to weight regain and an unhealthy relationship with food. In contrast, MyFitnessPal doesn't have that. It only provides some basic nutritional targets at the start, but there's no consideration for how the calorie target may negatively impact your health, metabolism, or your well-being. Now let's talk about another important factor, the difference in cost. Now MacroFactor does not have a free version. However, I'd argue that MyFitnessPal's free version is unusable now, and you're forced to upgrade to the paid option. MacroFactor's paid version is cheaper at $11.99 a month or $71.99 annually versus MyFitnessPal, which is $19.99 a month or $79.99 annually. So you get much more value for your money. Now that we talked about why I use MacroFactor instead of MyFitnessPal, I don't want you to just take my word for it. This app has some amazing testimonials from real users. Another user, Elliot O'Neill, lost 115 pounds using MacroFactor. These kinds of success stories just go to show you how real people are seeing results using this app. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you want to get started using MacroFactor, I created a MacroFactor beginner guide, so you can head on over to that video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.